Hi everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. Today is April 9th. I got a calendar right here. And this is Charm Chatter number 42. I know it's been a while. It's been like 5 days. And I like to do one every couple of days. And I want to apologize for that. You know, being stuck in. How's everybody doing with that? I have to say, I've been crocheting a lot, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting a lot done. So I want to thank all of my subscribers for joining me today. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and the little bell. If you're old, thanks for coming back. So here's the story. I was working on the curtains, and that fine yarn is just driving my eyeballs crazy, so I had to take a break. And I thought, well, Chloe, for those that don't know, Chloe's my granddaughter, and she works at Chick-fil-A, and she has a friend at work or co-worker, I don't know, has a little boy, doesn't have a baby blankie. Grammy, he doesn't have a blankie. Oh no. You want me to make him a blankie, Chloe? Okay. So I found this pattern, and I had showed, it's a hexagon turtle. I had this yarn, this variegated. I used 2 skeins. This is yarn Dreamweaver that I got from my discount store called Mark's. I've had it for a while, and it's a camo color. And I used 10 ounces. I used all but like this much to make the hexagons. And then this yarn is Impeccable. That's what this is. I didn't bring up a ball band. Wait, I've got it right here. Hold on. Let's see. Impeccable in the color Fern. And this is what's left of the second skein of yarn for that. And then I just used scraps on the face. There is, I saw this pattern in the Mary Maxim catalog that came, and it was with a kit. And as I said in my previous video, I didn't want to buy the kit because I already had the yarn I wanted to use, and the kit didn't use in like it had the hexagons in different colors per row, and I just didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do it this way. So I didn't, and I couldn't find the pattern on a tutorial. Someone mentioned that it was on Ravelry, and you could buy just the pattern on Ravelry. On Mary Maxim's website, you could only buy the kit. So I didn't buy the kit, and then I just kind of played it by ear. And the original pattern is actually a pattern, and this is how it turned out. Oh, there's his little face, and this is the blanket. It's just a hexagon, so I used one in the middle and then one on each end, one on each side of it, and I made him a little tail. So the original design that's in the Mary Maxim catalog is a pattern on Ravelry by MJ's Designs, MJ on the hook. I went into Ravelry and found the pattern. It's called, I think it's called Little Sea Turtle Blanket. I did not buy the pattern. I am sorry. I just made it myself because I'm not really a pattern reader. And I already had the hexagon parts done. I just needed to make a hood. So I just made the hood. And she has, in her pattern, she has flippers. I didn't do flippers. I just did little cuffs. He can put his little hand in the cuffs if he wants. I wasn't going to do the flippers. So anyway, I made the blanket since I finished, completed the blanket since I finished the last video. And I didn't want to do another video till I completed the blanket and my curtains. Well, I haven't worked on the curtains because then I realized, I don't know about you guys, but this not working, I'm not even getting dressed every day. Sometimes it's like a clean jammy day, and then I decided, well, every other day I'm going to get dressed instead of just put on clean jammies. Because, when you're not going anywhere, I don't want to wear a bra and like clothes. I just want to wear my jammies and be comfy, right? Except that in doing that, all of my days are running together. And I don't even know, was that today or was that yesterday? So I've come to the conclusion I probably need to get dressed every day. Not that I really want to. But I think that might be a thing for me because I really am running into days, and one day is just like running into the next, and so I've kind of decided that probably getting dressed is a good idea to help me keep track of what day it is. And then I realized with all of the days running together that like Easter is this weekend. I'm like, oh no, I don't even have anything ready for my granddaughter's. So Rory and I had a discussion that we're not doing a family gathering because the corona, you're not allowed, but we can drive by and drop them off an Easter basket. So I decided that I would make Easter baskets for my youngest 3 girls, 3 grandkids. So I made these. I made these out of, and they're all different, and it looks like scraps, but it's funchetti, that t-shirt yarn. There's 55 skeins, 55 yards in each skein, and I had several different skeins. So this was one skein, and I used most of it to make this basket. And I just used an 11mm hook, but this is like a stretchy, it's not a t-shirt for sure. You would not wear this fabric as a t-shirt. So this was the first one that I made, and it's just, magic circle, I think I did 6 and then 12 in the next, and increase until you got it to the size. And I didn't know how far it would go, so I did this, and I made this basket because this was, they don't have colorways, so this was the color. And then I went to this basket, which I had, this is 2 different. On this basket I needed 2 different strands. I had to do two cakes, balls, skeins, whatever you want to call them. So I held 2 together to make this basket. And so that's this basket. And the funny thing is, I held 2 together to make that. The one with the brown in it, see, here's the one that's got like browns, and then the other one is not browns. It had browns and whites and reds, and this one, I don't know. So anyway, the brown ran out before the other yarn did. I don't understand how that worked. So then I made the 3rd basket, and I started with the leftover of the first basket, that brown in multiple colors. It reminded me of an Easter basket, this first yarn, because it was like a woven basket with, then it looked like jelly beans or Easter egg colors in there. So I thought, oh, that'll be a cute Easter basket because it's like Easter baskety with the pinks and the blues and yellow. I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of looks like Easter eggs in there. Or jelly beans or something. And so my thought was, without really realizing that yarn wasn't going to go that far, I was hoping that I would be able to make like the bottom part of each basket, and then, but the yarn wasn't going to be enough, so I just did the 1 basket. So anyway, then I did the bottom part, hoping that it would come up around the sides, but that wasn't enough. So then I used the 2 of the brown and the white, like I did in the 2nd basket. The brown ran out, but then I had enough white still of the more solid white color that I thought would finish up the basket if I just held both ends together. So that's what I did, and it wasn't enough. So then I had this solid. This is more like a t-shirt, this top part. These are more like these bottom ones are more, they're cotton, but this is more t-shirty than this is. This is like more of a like pillowcase-ish, more texture to it, or included in it. And this one is more t-shirt. And I thought this would be too stretchy, but it probably worked out to be the best. And this was 2 different colors. It was 2 solids. And I probably should have just made the baskets out of these solids. But I didn't have I wouldn't have had enough of that either. So I had one of each. Well, they're not really, you don't order them by color, so you just get what you get. So anyway, these are the baskets, and that's what the kids are getting to put in, the little ones. Then I mean, the baskets are okay. It's something they can throw hair bands in and stuff later if they so desire. So it's not too Eastery. You know, they can still use them if they want, or they can put them in the fire pit. I really, whatever they want to do with them. But then I thought, well, I'm going to make them, maybe I'll crochet them Easter bunnies. Maybe I'll just make them some little bunnies. So I have never really done an amigurumi, so I found one that looked like it was a beginner easy amigurumi. And let me put these on the floor so I can see. And I had this yarn. I used these two. This is what I have left. This is Baby Cloud by Hirschner's, or Baby Cloud Soft by Hirschner's. It's a 2-weight, and it's got a halo, so like a pretty good halo. It's pretty fuzzy, and it says to use a 4mm hook. So I used a 4.5, I think, because the pattern called for a 5mm hook, and maybe I didn't. I don't know. I didn't write it down on here. It's in my notes, but I didn't bring those up. I think I used a 4.5mm hook. No, maybe I used a 4 or a 4.5. Probably the 4, actually. And so I made, let's see which one. So I made this guy. And so I got his head all together. The pattern that I used did not call for the mouth, but I wanted a mouth. And I had safety eyes, so I did that. So I got this guy started. And I went to make the body. And the body was like the same size as the head. So I don't know if I did something wrong. But I wasn't real thrilled with the body. And I thought, well, I'll try to make my own body. But since the body was the same size as the head, pretty much I took a couple of rows out. And I made this guy. I changed the nose and the mouth a little bit. And then I decided that yarn was making my eyeballs crazy again, just like the other 2-weight yarn. I made this guy, and I've decided that I'm just going to make them be backpack buddies, because all 3 of the girls have backpacks, all 3 of the littles, and I thought they were cute that way. They'd be cute little backpack buddies. They'll fit in the little baskets I made. And I left these strings because I ordered, the clips from Amazon. So they're going to come probably after Easter. They say they're going to come on Easter Sunday. So yay, nice. I don't know that they'll be delivering on Easter Sunday. But I thought I might need these strings to put that. I'm not really sure how you do that. I'm going to have to figure that out. So anyway, they're going to get these instead of big stuffed animals, because the thing that made me decide not to make the whole stuffed animal was because it's not as big as what I wanted it to be. Probably because I used such little tiny yarn and little tiny, I wasn't really thinking about that. I just thought, oh, this yarn would be so cute because it's fuzzy. So I'm not going to say it was a fail, because they turned out. I would need to make them bigger, and for what I wanted a holdable stuffed animal. So that's going off to the wayside. They're going to get those, and I'm going to give them to them on Easter. We're going to do a drive-by and drop them off. Hopefully this stuff comes tomorrow early instead of on Easter. So then for Chloe, 2 Christmases ago, I made, Creative Grandma did a tutorial on a Santa Claus to put over the toilet paper roll, which I thought was the cutest thing. And I made one for my grandkids, and I made one for my house. And then Chloe liked it so well, I didn't use it on the toilet paper roll. I put it on a candy jar. And that's what I gave them all, the Santa Clauses, and over a candy jar that I found at that discount store that I like so much. So since then, Chloe has decided that every holiday she needs to have a different cover for every holiday. so I'm sporadically adding to her collection, and she has, I did a hat for St. Patrick's Day I made last year. I did just a real plain red, white, and blue cover to cover the summer holidays, like a patriotic thing. It was just, I had other things going on, so I just like zipped it up real quick for her. And I made a Frankenstein for Halloween. And then I'm making her this bunny head. This is based on Creative Grandma's for Easter last year. After the Santa Claus was so successful, she did a bunny. Now her bunny has a head and then a body. I wasn't doing that. I'm just doing the head. So her head isn't supposed to fit over the candy jar or whatever. See, this is my candy jar. Her head, the body of hers was supposed to fit over a candy jar, and hers is a lot bigger. But Easter's in a couple of days. And I didn't, I'm tired of looking at white yarn. So I ordered eyes when I ordered those other, and they're going to come with little pink noses. So Creative Grandma used a button, a heart-shaped button for her nose, which was really cute, little pink. I ordered eyes, a set from Amazon of multi-sizes, multi-color safety eyes. So I'm just going to put those in here. And the set also, I think it's 720 pieces or something for like 13 to 14 bucks. I don't remember. So it came with noses and has pink noses, and I'm going to maybe blue eyes or whatever big eyes that they have there. And so I used the head shape for the Santa Claus, the nose and the ears from the Easter Bunny, which are both really cute tutorials. And so I will try to link those below, and if you wanted to do that, you could. So Chloe's isn't going to be done. I can't finish sewing the nose on until I can put the nose, actually, the safety nose on it, and the eyes, and then Chloe can have this. And it keeps riding up. It was long enough at one time, and then it keeps riding up. So I don't know if I should take more stuffing out of it, or add another row to the bottom. Maybe I'll add another couple of rows, because I don't want to take more stuffing out. And if she wants the ears not to be floppy, I can tack them together and they'll stand up. So we'll let her decide that. I saved extra yarn inside for tacking it if I need to tack it, since if you take the candy jar out, it's just got stuffing on the inside. So maybe I will add another row around the bottom. Now with this, I used, goodness, whatever the tutorial called for. I think a 5mm, 5.5mm, I don't know. And I used this yarn. This is the Hirschner's yarn. This is Linda, the crochet sister, sent me this yarn. Thank you, Linda. And this is Hirschner's 4-weight. This one is it's just called Hirschner's Worsted 8 yarn. 8-ounce ball. It's 100% acrylic. And I'm looking, this one is called Ivory, but it's pretty extremely white. And this one is called Raspberry, and that's what I used for the ears and the mouth. So let's see. Got the turtle, got all the bunnies, got the baskets, and I have been working on the curtains. They're just not done yet. I'm not going to show you all of it until it's done. So my kitchen window this is an old house, and all the windows are those like 63-inch long, 33-inch wide. No, yeah, probably. Double hung windows that you see in an old home. All my windows are like that. In the kitchen, on the one wall, there were 2 windows next to each other, so it's pretty wide. And they were 63 inches long, like big long windows. And they went down the wall too long. You couldn't put cupboards in, so we shortened them. My husband worked really hard. Several years ago, like 15 years ago, we remodeled the kitchen and shortened those two windows. So they're still real wide, but they're not, now we've got cupboards underneath. So they're not nearly as long. And I made the curtains to go all the way across both windows as one. When I show you the curtains, I'll show you the rod. The curtain rod, I think, is original to the house, and it's like a brass or something. It's made for two curtains, but I'm only doing just the curtain and a valance, a valance down with a swag down the side. So, but I'm not taking the other rod off. The mount is for both. But it's so cool. It's one solid like brass rod, and it's got a tension thing on the side that you pull back, and then you can take the rods out. So you'll see, but it's really cool. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if it was just the way that they did them 100 years ago. My house was built in 1917, and I think this is old. I don't know how old, but these are old. And so they're solid rods, and then the where you hook them onto is where the tension things are. But it was made with two rods, and I'm not taking the other one down because the mount is designed for two. You have to keep the other rod up there. You're just going to have these little hooks hanging out. And they're just really cool. So I only have the one, though. It's the only rod in the whole house that's like that, but I'm leaving it, and it shows in the Never Ending Shawl pattern. That will show. There is a back door. I haven't started that curtain yet. I don't think it'll take that long. But I'm going to finish the kitchen curtain first, and I have it up, and it's wide enough, and everything looks good, but it's not long enough. I didn't want it all the way to the sill because I have a long counter there. That's pretty much the only counter in the kitchen, and that's where we do food prep, and coffee pot sits under there, and if I could put out the deep fryer or the Instapot, that's where it's going. So I don't want the curtains too long to be getting messy. So they're not going to go all the way to the sill. So I did what I thought was going to be long enough, and it just really needs one more row all the way around. So I'm doing that mostly with Ice Yarn's Natural Garden. It's a 2-weight fine, so this is one of the colors. And if you're not familiar with the Never Ending Shawl, you build it as you go, and you join you make flowers. Never Ending Flower Shawl. So you make a flower, which is 3 rows. You have your center row, which on mine are all going to be white, and then you have your second row, and then you come up with the petal, and you connect the petals as you go. So I have, this is my, let me get the little guys out of here, hold on. Okay, get them out of the way. So this is my working basket for my Never Ending Flower Shawl curtains. Oops, there goes one. And I have used one entire skein, which is just a 50 ounce, but I don't know how many yards that is because I don't have any of the actual full skeins here. But the whole white skein, this is what I have left of the 50 grams of white. I have this much left of one skein. The ice yarns, they come in packages of 8. So I have plenty of yarn. That's not an issue of the Natural Garden. But and then these are all, I have like over 50 flowers on my window right now, and this is like another almost 50 flowers, start of 50 flowers, which I think will be enough to finish the curtain and do the valance on. I'm just doing a straight valance on the window. I have a shelf over there. It'll be in the way if I tried to do the swags down, so it's just going to be a straight valance on the back window on the door. Excuse me. So when that's done, I will show you all that. But I got the center parts done. Now I got to just take the curtain down and, well, actually it's a swag valance, but if you want the technical name. So when I get that's the next project, to finish the curtains. Now that I have the Easter crochet done, that's all the crocheting I'm doing for Easter, other than finishing, you know, when I get the pieces, parts that I need to finish. And I was going to get really ambitious and make candy for their baskets. I'm not doing that. We're going to stop at a store and buy candy to put in there. I have a toy, and there's not going to be a lot of candy in it. I already bought a little bit of candy, just some like Hershey Kisses. I'm not going to give them a lot of candy. They're at home. They'll just make their parents crazy, and then they're going to want to, you know, be in trouble. So we're not going to do that to the kids or the parents, I guess. And let's see, that's all I got. So the next video will be probably showing you my complete, that's the hope, is that in the next day or two I can complete my curtains and then show you what they look like. I really like them, and the ones that are up, I mean, they could suffice, but I used to sell curtains for JCPenney, which is a department store, for those of you that aren't, I don't know if it's international department store, but it's a national department store. And they have very nice curtains there. And anyway, I used to work in the curtains and drapery department, and if I didn't used to sell curtains and know how they're supposed to hang, I would think they look great. But knowing they're just not long enough. Like my background, I mean, this was 20 years ago, but my background says no, they're not, it's not good. Normally a curtain that you gather on a rod needs to be double the width of the window, but these are, you won't see the flowers if I do that. This is going to be just a straight, mostly taut panel. But it still needs to be full enough and long enough, and we're just down one row. So now let's just make the petals and put them together. So hopefully maybe by Saturday we'll see how my eyes handle it. They really go buggy with this real skinny yarn. Does anybody else have that trouble? I mean, I do. So I guess I do. I never worked with such skinny yarn for such a long period of time before, so it is what it is. The curtains are going to be great, and it's going to be worth it. And I don't think I have anything else to say. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, because I know a lot of people are going a little nuts in this craziness here. Being stuck in your homes without a lot of socializing, or just, we're, I think, a country that's used to being on the go, and this not being on the go, I think, can be hard for some people. I'm tending to really like it more so every day. Uh-oh. But I do have to go back to work one day. So I hope everyone is safe and happy and healthy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. See you next time. Bye.